roaches, 75, 25, 30-second build time, so good! And they only cost 2 supply. Pony, they only cost 2 supply. What's up with that?
I don't know, David Kim, he's on crack, what can I say?
No, I think it's more like cocaine. But yeah, you're absolutely right, David Kim. You're absolutely crazy, buddy.
I'd like to see him get out of here.
Oh yeah. There's like 1, 2, 3 opening up the units tab. 14 roaches on the field right now. I did not have to count that at all. And I'm taking a drink of water.
I think he's only hanging out at this third because he doesn't think the Zerg has another third, which he should just assume Zerg flopped it right away.
Zerg players using their brain? Pony, what did we talk about having different opinions?
Not allowed. Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't like him hanging around here. I think he needed to save this army.
Well, actually he took a really good trade right there. He didn't lose any sentry, well he lost a sentry, but he killed a large portion of the Zerg army. If we take a look at the units lost tab, Zerg players actually up by about 1,000 resources lost. And a Dark Shrine's on the way. You know, he's not behind, but Dark Shrined. He's not behind, but he Dark Shrined. So there's that. Dark Shrine and Blink. There is no... well, there is a lair, but... I don't like the Dark Shrine. Do you like the Dark Shrine?
I do not. I would have liked to see him recall immediately after denying the third and getting his own third and defending it. I don't like where he's at right now. His tech path isn't the best in my opinion.
No, you're right. The first thing you said, his tech path isn't the great. That was correct. You didn't have to correct yourself.
Isn't the greatest.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna say. So, good force fields actually. So, right now he's just chilling with a ton of sentries, and Protoss can kind of do that because remember, what's the credo about force fields, my friend? Your army is now invalid, and that's exactly what's happening here. But the sentries are out of energy, so your army is yet suddenly valid again, but the Zerg player doesn't know that.
We have one DT getting into the main. Let's see what it does.
Shh, don't talk.
At the same time, he is losing his whole army.
That's fine.
Which
He's
is
Protoss.
very
It's
bad.
okay. It's okay. He's Protoss. So this is Dark Templar. He does kill the Queen. He gets a drone. Another drone. Another drone. But the drones, they rebel. They are fierce warriors. They were meant to be Zerglings, but no, they were sentenced to a life of servitude. But that day, when the Dark Templar came into their mineral lines, they rised up. They rised up and fought only as drones can. And they won. And now, for their great sacrifice, the Protoss player is down by 50 supply. And the Zerg player's on 3 base. So, how do you feel about the Protoss position right now, Pony?
I think he's in very bad shape. I think he overmade sentries, and with only 2 base PVZ, you can't put that much gas into sentries and expect to win, especially when you lose them. What do you think?
Without a doubt. Well, he is Protoss, so... But Zerg is Zerg, so they're both overpowered as crap, so I don't have to pick him either way, but it looks like the Protoss player is going to lose here, because... Zerg player made rush. He make rush. 8k. So, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I liked Awful's opening. I thought it did what it's intended to do, but I think his follow-up was his problem here.
Yeah, you could almost say that timing was eclipsed.
Oh yeah, clever.
Yeah. He sniped the third, and he stuck along too long, and an eclipse came over him, and that's when he lost his army. I all see it now. There's a timing in the game when suddenly Eclipse turns into Korean Super Sega God mode, and no one can stand against him. We need to send out someone who can cheese. Get titanium on that, quickly! Okay, so he is currently, as I said, in Super Sega God mode. I don't think even Flash, with innovation, besides Baby Knight and a 3v1 could defeat him right now. I'm not joking. So right now we just wait. We wait for the mighty hammer of the Super Sega God Emperor to crash down upon the Protoss. And that's when the game ends. So what do you gotta say, Pony?
I think Awful's only choice here is to all in. He can't really expand at this point.
And look at this, a Spire going down. So if there ever was a time to all in, it's now. And the Zerg player actually doesn't have all that much, and I'm burping horribly, oh my. So Zerg player just took the worst possible engagement he could, and lost all of his roaches. Oh, I think you're absolutely right, he does need to all in.
Which he chose to take a third instead, so I guess
Cool
we'll see
beans.
what's gonna happen here.
Yeah, there are currently 18 Stalkers on the field against suddenly 22 Roaches. He shot up from about 5, so that's fair. Now, there's a Spire, and what did I say earlier about the Spire? There are 2 ways, actually there's only one way that ZVP can be played. If the Protoss doesn't all in and it either fails or he instantly wins, what if it instantly, forget it, I'm continuing this train of thought. He mech Mutalisk and he win the game. And I think that's what's going to happen. If the Protoss player just doesn't straight up lose his army right here, the Mutalisks are going to come and harass the crap out of him and he's going to die horribly because he doesn't have a Stargate out in the field. Anywhere.
Yeah.
Even though they're technically on a Stargate-produced unit, this is a mothership, mind you. So...
Yeah, you can't defend Mutalisk with...
Wait, I just realized something.
What'd you realize?
If a Protoss makes a mothership on this mothership map, does that make it a mothershipception? A mothership on a mothership. Does that mean we live... The StarCraft world is set in an entirely different universe where... Oh my gosh, this opens up an entirely new area of possibilities. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. Anyhow...
Wow, saves the third.
Yeah, he does save the third. That was incredible. Blink, sap off all the Zerglings. Zerglings kind of good at killing things, and you know what else is good at killing things? Zealots. And about 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. There are 7 Zealots. Oh my gosh, I was right, yes! I knew I was right. 7 Zealots about to go into the third base of the Zerg and go, smash it, but there's a huge Roach outside the third. So there are a ton of Zealots and Stalkers and a Mothership Core, so for the third, he's fine. He should hold this off, no problem, if he uses Micro. If he uses Micro. Use Micro, Protoss! Use Micro! Okay, he's using Micro. He should be fine. He's gonna snipe the third, so... A Nexus for all of Zerg's army, actually that's a lot of Roaches, but there are 4 Dark Templar just going to town right now. So, how do you feel about that?
Oh, the DTs are trading pretty well, but our Zerg is floating 3,000 gas, so that's going to be Mutalisk.
Oh, crap. Yeah, and sadly, Dark Templar cannot point up. They're not like their, the Ghost Dark Templar sniper counterparts, which you've seen them on the forums, right? The Ghost Dark Templar. They can actually shoot you through your computer. Did you know that? Blizzard actually designed a computer program which can harm you in the real world. Or are we not in the real world?
Not really. That's pretty fake world. But this Zerg has 37 drones at his third right now.
It's the new Korean meta. Don't question it. Just don't. So Zerg player is trying to bust up the ramp again, but if there's one thing about Protoss, they can hold a ramp. If you go up against a Protoss ramp, you pretty much aren't going to ever trade cost efficiently ever, period. Ever. So Protoss player is back on 2 base, and he's trying to take a third, but Zerg player, is taking his 4th, and suddenly 15 Mutalisks.
Yeah,
So...
I think he was going for the, I'm going to have 30 Mutalisk all of a sudden surprise, the thing that all Protosses love when they think they have a chance.
What's funny is that it's not really a surprise. You know it's coming, you're like, it's not going to be now. It's not going to be at the 22-minute mark when Zerg is on 3 bases with optimal saturation on everything. He can't have that right now. I can still win this. That's what Awful is thinking right now, but he's not going to win it. I'm sorry, Awful. You're super far behind, and if you pull it out, you're better than Flash, Innovation, and Baby Knight combined. I'm sorry. But, yeah.
Yep, and now he transfers his probes just as the mutas are going over there, so I think he's...
It's that star sense of Eclipse. It's the star sense. As I said, when the eclipse comes, the Super Sega God Emperor comes on. So he does snipe the third, although it is cancelled, and he does lose a couple Mutalisks for free, and he's actually losing a lot of Mutalisks here for no reason whatsoever. But that's fine. With Mutalisks, they're kind of like this thing which you can make infinitely, and you can always have more. they're like roaches, really. And actually, that's
what
not
are
right.
these roaches doing?
They're giving their lives to the Holy God Emperor of mankind. Well, of Zergkind. Is there a Holy God Emperor of Zergkind? Would that be the Overmind or Kerrigan?
I don't know. But during all this, our Protoss player was DT harassing, so if he ever had a chance to get back in it, he's done a little work towards that.
Yeah, and this Dark Templar at the 4th, just going to town. There's actually no Overseer here yet, and he does get 10 kills before going down to a one-shot snipe of a flock of, holy crap, that's 30 Mutalisks. You were right on the money. I said, hold on. Not bad. Snap, darn you, I did 4 in a row earlier.
Alright, and this is what Zerg does. When their base is dying, they just run their Mutalisk across the map and deny the third again.
Pretty much. So we're going to watch a game of cat and mouse until the Zerg wins.
Yeah. He could recall, though. Oh, he chooses still.
He recalled? But he's still going to lose the Nexus. And only 2 Mutalisks. 4, 5, 6. 3 Mutalisks die for a Nexus. Is that a good trade, in your opinion?
Well, the worker count has evened up a little here, so if he has a chance, there is a slight chance.
There's still a chance.
One thing I just noticed is that Awful has been mining with 1 probe from his main gas all game.
That is a tactic, not a mistake.
Oh, you're gonna have to explain to me about this one.
He needs to conserve gas for the late game against the Mutalisks. You see, when all the other bases are mined out and he still has that 1 gas in his main, he uses that to make a Phoenix to kite a flock of 70 Mutalisks around the map to survive. When he has a massive Stalker Colossus army that's absolutely useless and can't leave his single surviving Nexus or he loses the game. So yeah, that's what's for.
Good explanation.
Yeah. And actually, you see, he killed that 1 worker on the gas. Eclipse knows what's up. He knows the plan of the Protoss. This guy's too good. He's too good, too awesome.
Down to 8 meters now.
Well, he is
Not
getting...
that it matters.
Of course, he is going to snipe the 3rd again, although he's going to lose a lot of roaches. He did cancel it, though, so Awful... He's putting up a good fight, and he has a pretty scary army, but Zerg is just actually only has 3 base economy, and although he has a lot of gas, he is down to 43 drones. And I say down to 43 drones, but for this player, he's only mining off 1 base anyway, so he has optimal saturation. And a Protoss army, let me put this into perspective. At 30 supply, it's worth twice as much as your army. At 60 supply, it's worth 3 times as much as your army. And this is a PvZ scenario, mind you. And in PvT, it's even worse. When the Protoss army reaches about 80 supply in PvZ, then I'm looking at the drones last. Okay, titanium. What's going on here? Holy crap. So, our Protoss players lost 39 workers, but our Zerg players lost 26. So, although the Protoss is down to 24 probes and our Zerg is at 40, I think Protoss player is absolutely fine right now. But a big engagement is coming up, and his entire army isn't to... Actually, that is his entire army. I thought he had way more. Holy crap, that's why I was ranting. So that was a useless plan.
Fine thing you were talking about.
Forget it. It's stupid. Much like the ability of Mutalisks to trade 1 for 1 with Stalkers. So there's a GG, well played. So, Awful, although he isn't awful, he looked awful. Does that make sense? Awful is not awful, but he looked awful.
I think
Awful?
it's just his transition from his early game to mid game. He should have did that harass.
Yep.